I got invited to an online preview event for F1 22 thanks to the EA Creator Network, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you all the details from that event. It was hosted by lead developer of the game, Lee Mather, and he showed us some exclusive stuff, told us about some future plans, and also held a Q&A at the end. In the background of the video, I've got some brand new gameplay from F1 22 on some fresh tracks that we are now allowed to show you guys. Those tracks being Britain, Austria, USA, and Imola. Alright, I'm going to try to keep the video as short as possible, so let's jump right into it. So the biggest news would have to be that Crossplay is coming to the game post-launch. Lee Mather confirmed it. Now, Cross-Gen will be coming to the game on launch. That means you can play between PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X. So the same platform, just different versions. Same with PC as well, actually. Epic Games, Steam, Origin, maybe Xbox Game Pass. But Crossplay should be coming post-launch, which means you can play between all platforms through your EA account, which is going to be amazing. You know, all the communities in one place. You'll be able to play with friends on different platforms. You know, people like me who stream, we can do open lobbies with people on everywhere. I can't wait for that. It's the biggest feature, and I'm happy it is coming to the game. It sucks it's not coming on launch, but hey, at least there will be something hype to look forward to. And also, crossplay is something very hard to implement into the game, into video games. Even though it is in most big games nowadays, like Call of Duty and Fortnite, it still takes a lot of time, and I guess they want to iron out all the little kinks with it before adding it to the F1 game. Yeah, that would be the worst thing. You know, the game comes out and there's so many issues with online, and then you just throw crossplay on top. It would be even more problems. Now, the other thing that I was very interested to hear was someone asked, will there be classic cars or tracks coming to the game? And Lee responded with, you'll just have to wait and see. So that doesn't necessarily confirm that it is coming, but at least it's on their radar. At least they're thinking about it. That would be cool. If there's post-launch content with classic cars and classic tracks, that would be great for the game's life. You know, content creators and people coming back to play the game, and then more people coming back because word of mouth. You know, it's exciting. Every video game has post-launch content, even other sports games like FIFA and NBA. And F1's always lacked that. We kind of got that with the 3 new tracks last game for F1 2021. We had Jeddah, Imola, and Portimao all come to the game post-launch 1 month back to back to back. We also had the F2 update as well. So yeah, maybe they have got plans for future post-launch content. And that's exciting. Again, that's all we know. As he said, you have to wait and see. So it's not necessarily confirmed, but it's something they're thinking about, which is really good to know. Now, we also got our first look at F1 Life. Now, I cannot show you those screenshots or videos from the preview event, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Essentially, F1 Life seems to be a bit of a trophy cabinet area. So it's not gonna be necessarily a new game mode like My Park and NBA 2K, but it will be a place for you and people to hang out in the lobby of online games where you can show off your trophies, your character, and collect items. Now, to talk about the items real quick, they're actually pretty cool. They've actually got real life brands in the game, such as like Puma, Antisocial Social Club, which actually did a collaboration with Formula 1. So that's actually really cool. I'm really excited to see what items they can put into the game. No more of this like generic, kind of unbranded, unsponsored stuff. Actual clothing with actual sponsors on it from the teams, which is really, really cool. You've also got like a living area or like a trophy area. You know, you can change the paintings, the sofa, the lights. I don't know how that's going to work yet. I guess it's just the sense of being able to collect items. And I've said that. I've always wanted online to have more of a progression and more of a collecting aspect to it. You know, why do people play Call of Duty every single year? It's to level up and to do challenges and to collect items to show them off. So if that's done well in F1 22, where in online you have a level and you have a character and you can flex them in the lobby, then that's just great for the game's life. They didn't really talk about anything to do with online, but I think this shows they might have put some effort into online. Hopefully, maybe some changes to ranked and open lobbies. If there's a whole collecting and progression system with F1 Life, then there's got to be a reason for it. You know, some new game modes or just some new aspects to online as a whole. Now, another thing that comes with F1 Life is the Supercars. Now, we didn't see any gameplay apart from that little tease at the end of the Miami trailer, which you guys have probably all seen now. But they did confirm that there's going to be 4 manufacturer supercars in the game, at least on launch, those being the Aston Martin, Mercedes-AMG, McLaren, and Ferrari. Now, I don't remember hearing in the event the specific cars, but there are leaks going around that there's going to be the Aston Martin DB11 AMR, the Aston Martin Vantage F1 Edition, Aston Martin Vantage Safety Car, Ferrari F8 Tributo, Ferrari Roma, McLaren 720S, McLaren Artura, Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, Mercedes-AMG GT Safety Car, Mercedes-AMG GTR Pro, and Mercedes-AMG GTR Safety Car. Again, don't know if that's confirmed or not. I don't remember hearing it in the event, but there are details going around, so I may as well share that with you. And it is the 4 manufacturers that they did talk about, so yeah. So apparently you'll be able to hop in these cars and drive them round tracks. Hopefully you can do that in online just to add a little bit more fun to the game. But there's going to be Pirelli hot laps in the game. So I'm assuming there'll be like a time trial mode and you can like set the fastest times on the leaderboard, just like normal time trial. Maybe there'll be challenges to do the fastest hot lap. Now, Lee did talk about Breaking Point. It will not be in this new game. He did say it could come back in the future, but it just took so much time that they wanted to focus on other aspects of this year's game. Now, you'd think Breaking Point, not in the game. That means there's going to be a bunch of new features and things on the game. And pretty much all they told us about in the preview event that was new and notable was the manual pit stops and the formation lap. They opened up essentially the preview event with those 2 changes, those 2 features. And don't get me wrong, these are some great additions to the game. People have been asking for some sort of manual formation lap and pit stop for a while now. But for those to be the 2 biggest features of the game was a little bit disappointing for me, considering there is no Breaking Point. So either F1 Live is super fleshed out and has a lot of content in it, or there just isn't too many changes to the game and they wanted to go back to the basics and make sure the game is a top quality, hopefully bugless game with a lot of post-launch content. Either way, we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm more of an online guy myself, so as much as I'm loving the new handling model and physics, which I will talk about in a second, and I'm excited for some of the new features in the new game, I'm also somebody who's gonna wait for online to see how much that has changed. Now, handling model and physics. There is definitely a new handling model in the game and I quite like it. I'm having a few force feedback issues at the moment with my wheel, but from what I can tell with the new handling model, I like it a lot. It feels realistic to me with the ground effect. Like in slow speed corners, it feels like the braking is more realistic. I feel like when I accelerate out of a corner, it's on the edge, but like depending on the corner, sometimes I can catch a spin, sometimes you just can't. But when you do spin, it feels way more realistic. You don't just spin off unrealistically, do like a 720. Your car just rotates like it would in real life. I feel like the curbs are so much better on this game. In last game, you could ride them and abuse the shit out of them. Whereas on this game, if you mount them, first off, if you're playing on sim damage, you're 100% going to get damaged. But it slows you down a bit. It makes you spin. And it's way more realistic, which I think, you know, these esport lines aren't going to exist as bad on this game. Obviously, they're still going to exist. You know, people are going to find out little things you can do here or there to improve time. But no more just completely mounting curbs and gaining so much time. Another little thing is they spoke and showed off the new Podium Celebration, which you've probably seen in other gameplay videos now. You've got your character or your driver, whether it's online or single player, walking through these 2 like LED screens, and it seems like the text can be editable. So you might have the option to edit the text or get certain text you can put on the side, and they walk out onto the podium. Some new angles for the Podium Celebration, and I must say that the Podium Celebration is much higher quality now. So that would be some new customizable options that you can now collect in the game. But yeah, I'd probably say that's all the big details from the game. There was a bunch of little stuff here and there. You might have heard that stuff in other people's videos, but I felt like these were the biggest changes and the things I'm most looking forward to in the game, or the most notable things that I think people should know about, especially crossplay and the potential classic cars and tracks in the game at some point. And hopefully F1 Life is more than just a trophy cabinet in the game and it becomes something a bit more interesting for players to be able to work towards. Hopefully I kept the video short and sweet. I appreciate you guys all tuning on in. Be sure to hit the like button down below and let me know in the comments what you're most excited for F122. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hopefully some more F122 content on the channel before the launch of the game. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Anyways, thanks for tuning on in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.